Intel for Change is not just how to make a better experience for classrooms that already exist, but how to even get girls who are not in school into schools. Just from being in Kenya for a week, it really inspires me to make a lot of difference.
It's really interesting because we are in a land where a lot of the ancient ways of doing things still prevail, but it's nice to see this modern business style where they make something as a group, they take a loan to finance it, and then the profits that they reap, they reinvest. This is a decision which they make as a community. Talking to Mama Leia, the beater, she's so proud. She says that she just had this idea. She was already beading, but she decided to aggregate more women into this project, and now she commandeers 600 other beaters. You can just tell that she feels so empowered and wants to share that with people.
I learned when I'm 12 years old, and my mom told me how to make simple chains, like simple necklace, because as we are not educated, so the main job that we are doing is beading. For now, I'm much interested to do beading, and I'm happy to do every day because the more I bead, the more I produce many items, the more I earn more money to help my family, and the most important that I use the money to educate my kids.
The smallest things can create such big opportunity, and the fact that beading creates such opportunity for the women, for the mothers, to allow their children to then go to school, to then feed for their family. And then the runga, you have 14 people making one object. And that one object is creating such impact within the culture for the Maasai warrior and then for the people building that one object.
Kutengeneza rungu moja,
to make one rungu,
kuanzia huko mpaka
from
huko,
the first to the last stage,
inachukua siku 14.
It will take 14 days.
Kuna watoto ambao wako kwa secondary school.
We have children at secondary school.
Hata tukosi kupate sukari asubuhi.
And we use the money we generate from rungu making to pay for their school fees. And also we use the money to buy food for the other member of the family.
It's clear right now that Daniel is very passionate about girls' education. He has a daughter, and he speaks on women's behalf very passionately. But when we asked him, did you always think that way? He's like, no. There was a stage in my life where I transitioned, and I wanted an opportunity for education. I didn't want to be taking care of cows, and I wanted to give that opportunity to others.
The major problem here is that culture is one of the hindrances to girl child education. And it comes in form of early marriage, female circumcision, that negative attitude whereby people thought that girl child education is not important. But at the moment, we see those hindrances being overcome. And those cultural barriers are being broken.
What comes to mind is teamwork. All these people in these communities cannot do it if they're not coming together. Same thing with the student ambassadors. There's no way that they'd be able to do this by themselves. It's all of us coming together and being able to help them with whatever the ideas they have.
My perception of how important income is definitely changed or evolved. Before coming here, I had focused, for example, on just sanitation health. If you can prevent disease or just be more clean, then you're sick less, you can go to school more often. Seeing how even just the small rungu making collective could impact these lives and afford education for all these men's children, and not just paying for their children's school, but everything, their medical bills, housing, other supplies at home.
It's nice to see that fragments here and there really can start to snowball and build towards a better model of living, a better model of business, a better model of life.
The mothers are very proud of their work because they have seen many things, changes in their families and changes in the community. So we are doing different things and great things, so we want the project to grow higher and higher and higher.
future of retail, we not only looked at the face of retail, of the experience, what would it feel like to be a human and shop and experience retail, we also looked at the infrastructure, the supply chain, the bones of retail, the framework that allows this completely awesome experience of retail to happen. Shopping is something that we all do. It's something that's very important to the fabric of who we are as human beings. The computation, the computers, the intelligence that's going on that really makes us more efficient and smarter when it comes to shopping, I think that's going to change a lot. The internet and our smartphones and our tablets and our computers have allowed us to take shopping out of the mall. It actually is something that we do pretty much constantly. We are in a constant state of shopping. One of the trends that I'm seeing now that's quite small, that will grow in the future, that has incredible promise, is this notion of hyper-personalization. Shopping actually becomes a form of self-expression, and it becomes a form of self-expression that you can share with others. Not only does shopping and retail become fiercely and hyper-personalized, it also becomes fiercely local. That means we can shop globally, but then buy and manufacture locally. It starts to bring down the walls of what it means to buy things, what it means to make things, but also what it means to recycle things. And so if we start thinking about printing objects in our home or printing objects in our communities, we can actually figure out what's the best recyclable product, what's the best organic product. When I look 10, 15, 20 years out and start thinking, what happens when all those screens come off the wall and get transformed into holograms? So holograms are really a volumetric display that's made physical in front of you. And that radically transforms where things are going with retail, because now you can actually act and interact on a physical level with something that's not there. So let's take what people love about shopping and let's keep that. Let's make that awesome. Let's make that awesomer. Let's make sure that that becomes really cool. Let's also take the things that they don't like and let's use technology to make that better.
Aguascalientes is a state that has become synonymous with progress in Mexico. In 2009, Aguascalientes was chosen to implement one of the programs of pilot schools for Cisco 3.0 education. This initiative was part of the collaboration agreement signed between Cisco and the Federal Ministry of Public Education to transform and improve education standards in Mexico by means of digital inclusion in schools and communities. Cisco implemented the program in 10 schools, supporting them with follow-up, companionship, preventive and corrective maintenance during the 2010-2011 school year. 3 years after starting the pilot project, Aguascalientes adopted the program to such an extent that it has successfully concluded the implementation in 100% of the state junior high schools. In addition, they have complemented it with infrastructure to support the teachers' work and new educational content. Marta Alicia Ramos, Coordinator of Remote Education at Instituto de Educación de Aguascalientes, has led the program since the beginning, and she acknowledges that Cisco participation has been key to the project's success.
Cuando iniciamos el proyecto, este tenía varios componentes que básicamente podríamos distinguir: el equipo, la conectividad, las herramientas de colaboración, una parte de contenidos y el factor humano, que fue el acompañamiento que se proporcionó a los docentes.
Cisco's support through the Digital Opportunity Trust, DOT, has been essential in the pilot program development due to the fact that the holders of DOT scholarships have closed the technological gap for teachers, working together with them and encouraging them to use the new digital tools. The holders of the DOT scholarships are teachers that have just graduated from the Teachers Training College and have worked in every school during a school year to help teachers prepare their lessons and develop content with internet tools while using the classroom technology infrastructure.
Mi tarea es llevarlo en el proceso, que vaya desarrollando nuevas habilidades, nuevas capacidades, que vaya descubriendo el potencial que tiene en el uso de la tecnología.
Las becarias han sido una pieza clave en este proyecto.
In addition, Cisco solutions used in the program have become an efficient tool to promote collaboration among teachers, students, parents, and administrative staff. Cisco WebEx is evidence of this.
WebEx. La seguimos utilizando a la fecha y sus usos se han multiplicado.
Un enlace WebEx que hice con mis alumnos hacia otra secundaria.
Pero me parece una herramienta sorprendente.
Comparten estrategias los docentes.
Lograr algunos objetivos de los maestros.
Utilizar al máximo todos los recursos que tengamos.
Marta Alicia fully acknowledges that human factor is relevant and is an essential complement of this technology.
La tecnología por sí sola no resuelve los problemas educativos. Necesitamos implementarla de la mano del maestro.
Teachers have become the mainstay in the transformation process of the traditional teaching-learning methods, managing to overcome the barrier brought about by the use of new technologies and adapting themselves to the change at an amazing speed.
¿Cuál sería nuestro principal reto? Tenerle miedo a la tecnología. Una vez que disipamos ese miedo, automáticamente todo se va dando conforme lo vamos desarrollando.
Llegar a las aulas donde tengo jóvenes que ya traen el chip integrado, entonces ha sido un reto.
Nos seguimos esforzando por tener mejores conocimientos para aplicar esa tecnología.
Teachers have found great benefits in including new technologies to their teaching job.
Me ha ayudado bastante que mis clases se les quite el concepto de aburridas para hacerlas lúdicas, porque nos ha impulsado a mejorar. Eso es lo que nos compete, estar en una constante evaluación constructivista.
Adoptan mejor el conocimiento por esa confianza que tienen a través de la tecnología.
The support provided by high school principals to the pilot program of Cisco 3.0 education is evidence that technology helps us face the educational system challenges in Mexico. And it is also important to mention that it is one of the biggest worldwide.
De que el muchacho debe de apropiarse de una competencia para que en su vida ya posterior sea capaz de aprovechar todos los recursos tecnológicos.
No van a salir como cualquier chico de secundaria, sino que llevan su plus.
Students are 100% committed with change. And they acknowledge that learning digital skills is essential for their professional development and success.
Pues se han hecho más dinámicas sus clases, pero con esta nueva tecnología participamos todos.
Brinda mucha información que se puede utilizar en todo tipo de trabajos, te ayuda en la escuela y así. La tecnología ahorita en esta época es algo fundamental para todo adolescente.
Es más emocionante, más divertido.
Education transformation in Mexico has already started. Network Solutions and Cisco collaboration are enabling the change. And together with their allies in this project, they will undoubtedly make the modernization of the educational system easier in all other states of Mexico.
Mumbai, a city of 20 million people, thousands of businesses, and home to the winner of the I Want Ravi contest by Intel. Meet Malini, the founder and blogger-in-chief of MissMalini.com, covering Bollywood fashion and lifestyle with a Desi girl twist. And this is me, Ravi, Intel's IT makeover man. I fix things, solve problems, and can help make your business better, faster, and smarter. It's time for some makeover magic. Miss Malini is one of India's leading lifestyle blogs. Founded in 2011 by Malini, it's gone from 5,000 to 500,000 hits a month in a remarkably short time. Through desire, passion and hard work, it's now India's most famous blog site. She's expanded her team, hiring reporters to cover beats and share everything that's hot. They've done well, but their IT is starting to let them down.
So frankly, our current workflow process is pretty chaotic. We know a couple of basics.
We do need help with centralizing our infrastructure.
The way right now that we exchange information primarily, particularly large files, is through email.
That we have so many huge files, because for online we need a very small file, but the photographer sends us the high-res file that would go in a magazine.
What would usually take about 20 minutes could take about like an hour to do, just simply because it's just a slower process. At any moment, if you suddenly get a surge of traffic and your servers can't handle it or your infrastructure can't handle it, then you could be in real trouble.
Miss Malini have big goals, but they need the right IT solution for support. Let's take a deeper look at their challenges. Their site sees heavy traffic every day, and the current cloud server can't handle the load. We need an optimized server solution. Their reporters work on location and need to send large photo files to the office. The designers are limited by old IT equipment, slowing down the editing of those photos. Their current computers also prevent them from developing mobile apps to reach new audiences. It's a tough set of tasks, but with the right technology, not impossible. Having a stable and secure office is key. Begin with the basics. A UPS prevents power surges and outages from damaging expensive IT equipment. Now that's done, it's time to bring in the hardware. We got our friends at Express India to help out with the installation. They are an Intel channel partner, so Miss Malini, don't worry, you are in good hands. We are giving Miss Malini 2 new desktops, a laptop, a server and an Ultrabook convertible, all powered by Intel. Setup, plug in. It's that easy. Hit the switch. We are now in business. These PCs are powered by Intel Core processors, so Miss Malini get the performance needed for design work, letting them multitask efficiently, and the built-in visuals save on hardware costs.
I'm grateful to Intel. I mean, for any small business, getting help with equipment and getting the best machines and tools for your staff to use is invaluable. It's a big help.
Having new gadgets to work with, it's not only exciting, but you also realize that, oh, my work could be done a lot faster.
This desktop has about 800 gig, over 800 gigs, so that'll be 800,000 pictures. So that'll be a lot easier for me to work with.
We definitely want a nice, huge team and faster computers to work, and we want things instantly on the site, so we can be like #1. We are actually #1, but it's definitely going to help us in the future.
A simple IT upgrade means a world of difference, and new toys are always fun to play with.
Ready?
The new computers helped her staff be more productive and efficient. But how do we get them working together better? In the next episode, we'll show why a server may be the answer. If you want your own IT makeover, contact your local Intel channel partner for a consultation.
My name is Abia Imo David. I'm from Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria. When I came in contact with Shell Livewire Nigeria. That was the inaugural edition of the competition in Nigeria. I entered as one of the young business persons aged 25 to 30, and I was given a prize money of 100,000 naira. I sunk all into the business. I bought the first set of computer that transformed my business from analog videography to digital. And that one computer now has brought more than 5. I'm not talking about just ordinary computers, state-of-the-art computers for video editing, big time. And moreover, cameras has come after them. I still have a focus. I'm trying to plow back my profits, keep them, so that I can plow it back and get better equipment, because I don't just want to be a local champion. I want to make a name nationally and internationally. I want to own a television house. Everything has to start small to get big. That focus is where I pursue. If I'm working in a certain company, I cannot pursue that dream. But on my own, being a manager of my own, I manage myself, my business, and I manage other people that work for me, I think it's great. It's great, really, satisfying, profitable. Of course, as I'm talking to you, I've won an award, a national award, Central Bank of Nigeria Entrepreneurship Awards on business development and employment generation. I emerged the first runner-up in the whole country. That was good for me. It's an exposure that I've yearned for. I became a national figure because of that. Because of that, I'm known internationally. If I go to CBN or wherever I log in, my database is there. They can always recognize me as somebody that is doing something to touch lives. How did that happen? I have companies that I train people for as part of their community development efforts. They bring the youth, I train them on videography and photography, and after then they empower the youth. So that gave me the ample opportunity of making other youth to think better, that they can actually be useful to themselves and get to be employers of labor rather than look for white-collar job. Livewire, it changes your attitude. Rather than look for job, create job for yourself and for other persons. That you can get or do business and get satisfied, get people to work for you and you pay them. So Livewire has changed my attitude towards business. Now I don't have any other focus. Business ahead, expansion, growth, that is all I think. And they have trained me on how to keep my books in business to be sure if I'm breaking even or not. They've also trained me on how to do business legally. They've also trained me on what my customer expects of me as a business person. So that they can, I'm telling you, Livewire, they've been tremendous.
Today, a quarter of the world's population, 1.5 billion people, connect to the internet. Over the next 5 years, there will be over 10 billion client devices and another billion users accessing hundreds of thousands of internet services, all competing for limited IT resources that will likely choke traditional infrastructures without a radically simpler, more secure, and more efficient way of doing things. Cloud computing offers that potential. New approaches to IT automation and the ability to rapidly scale computing resources offer IT organizations the promise to swiftly respond to the demands of users in a new, cost-effective manner. But there are challenges to overcome. There are real limitations in power, space, capacity, and bandwidth in today's data centers. There is also risk that closed proprietary cloud computing architectures will stifle innovation. Today, IT organizations struggle to share data between providers, to allocate resources automatically, and to ensure that the cloud-based applications maximize user productivity regardless of the device being used. Intel's vision is a multi-year evolution to deliver cloud-based architectures that enable federated, automated, and client-aware cloud services. No longer will clouds be constrained by proprietary protocols. Interoperable solutions that embrace standards will prevail. Visualize. Enterprises easily moving data and sharing services between private clouds and public cloud providers when they need it. Resources that are dynamically allocated and automatically optimized for maximum utilization and power efficiency. End-user devices that are automatically recognized by cloud services and receive cloud-based applications in the most optimal fashion. The foundation for this vision and the future of cloud computing will be defined by an open approach that delivers best-of-breed technologies combined with flexibility and choice from data center to client. In fact, global IT technologists are demanding cloud infrastructures that are open and interoperable. To turn this vision into reality, Intel has brought together a broad network of leading hardware and solution providers to rapidly build and enhance cloud solutions that are interoperable, multi-vendor, and embrace standards. These solutions promise to keep your data secure and safe, make your data center more energy efficient, and simplify the manageability of your cloud infrastructure while optimizing application delivery. Intel has a rich history of engaging the ecosystem and leading IT transitions. From defining open standards for networking, wireless, and connecting devices to your PC, to bringing volume economics to servers. The cloud brings forward the next major inflection for IT. And as a catalyst for change, Intel will rally the industry behind a vision that fulfills the cloud's true potential.